I wrote about this, and I made a comparison between trusting in the emotions to determine whether or not God is present and trusting in physical feeling whether or not God is present. I talked about St. Thomas, Thomas the doubter, Thomas the twin, Didymus. Now, Thomas, after the resurrection, is not present with the disciples when Jesus appears to them one time. So they said, Jesus has appeared to us. And he says, I will not believe it unless I put my fingers into the nails, or I guess around here, the nail holes in his hands, and I thrust my hand into his side. I will not believe. Now, I would argue that Thomas is being very irreverent. He's talking about like touching the gore of the crucifixion. Be like, I'm not going to believe. Like, you know how crazy I would have to be to believe that this guy rose from the dead? Like, I would literally have to like not even see him, but like actually not even like touch him on the shoulder. I would actually have to touch the gory wounds of Christ. And unless that happened, I'm just not going to believe. This is Thomas taking his physical experiences, his physical perception, and placing this in a magisterial position. He's not listening to the promises of God that Jesus said that he was going to return in 3 days, but rather he's trusting exclusively in his physical perception. He's trusting in the ability not just to see, but to touch, to feel. And this is how he knows God is present. Now, we look at this story of Thomas, and we're like, that wasn't good. When Jesus appeared to Thomas, he said, go ahead, touch the nail holes, put your hand in my side, go and do this. And Thomas, thankfully in faith, responded, my Lord and my God. And Jesus says, blessed are you, you believe because you're seeing, but blessed are those who have not seen and still have believed. It's actually a greater thing for people to have faith without relying explicitly on their physical senses. Now, in as much as your physical senses can be deceived, in as much as your physical senses are limited, the promises of God are not deceptive. They're not limited. If God says he's going to be here in the body and the blood, he's going to be in the Lord's Supper, in the body and in the blood. And in the same way that you would say, it's kind of silly. Like Thomas, it's a bad thing for him to doubt, for him to place all of his beliefs in the physical experience. It is similarly a bad thing for you to doubt and to place all of your beliefs in the emotional experience, to say, I know that God is there when I feel him moving. I know that God is there when I feel him working, when I feel his presence emotionally. Therefore, I know that he's not there when I don't feel these things. Rather than that, have more comfort that God is there based on his promises, regardless of what you see, regardless of what you physically feel, regardless of what you emotionally feel. When God says, I will be with you even until the end of the age, this promise can be trusted. Put your faith in the promises of God, not the emotional experiences which can become an idol instead. Help you. God bless you, and take care.